Hey everybody, it's Megan.
And Alana.
And we're back for week 2 of our re-listen. And today is Alana's pick. What you got for us?
So I bet everybody would expect me to pick Anne Bonny and Mary Read, but that's too predictable. So I'm picking one that might not be expected, but it's one that just has stuck with me. So I'm picking The Soap Maker.
Oh, Leonarda Cianciulli.
Yeah.
That was such a funny episode and
yes.
in such a weird way.
Truly. So,
Awful.
I mean, first of all, set during World War II.
Your fave.
Given great context. And then just the story that it starts somewhere and goes somewhere you're never going to expect. Ever. And like the things that this woman will do to try to protect her son. And it's just, believing in magic can be nice or it can be a little gross.
Yeah. It went too far. And
too far.
It went so far that your brain wasn't able to keep up with it. And that's where it led to the most hilarious moment in that episode. I remember it well.
Yeah.
That was a good moment. All right. Well, I'm surprised you picked this one. You told me never again could I pick anything else where
no,
there were
it's just
tea cakes of that ingredient.
Stop. It's such a memorable episode. I just want everybody to listen to it.
Yeah, it's something else. All right. Well, good magic only. I hope you enjoy re-listening or listening for the first time, and we will be back next week.
Tots.
Hello, everyone. This is Megan.
And this is Alana.
And welcome to Tea Time Crimes.
A mighty cool mug you got there, miss.
Oh, well, thank you. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I am forcing myself into Halloween. I'm ready to rock. It is a hocus pocus.
Yes, you are. Wait, I thought it said something else.
Oh, it says, come, we fly.
We fly.
Yeah. We are doing a Halloween-themed month for October. Oh, no, we're almost there. So we'll still do true crime. Alana will still be in the dark.
Crying.
About, not literally.
Sometimes literally.
But in the dark about what's going on. And they will just have more of a spooky vibe to them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very excited for fall. It's dropped a little bit.
I know, right?
It's a little bit cooler in the mornings. I mean, we're not expecting much until the end of October.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take what I can get.
I'm forcing it here, too. It's nice. It's cool in the evenings and in the morning, but not cool enough because there's still mosquitoes, which...
Oh.
They love me.
Is it at like the 60s in the morning?
Barely. Basically 70.
Okay, got it.
And then we're still in the high 80s.
We're in the high 70s, which is nice for the morning.
Yeah.
Nice.
It should drop here in a couple weeks, though.
I wonder if we're having what they call fake fall. Sometimes it'll happen for like a week where the temperatures will go down a little bit, and then it will go back to the heat.
Fake fall.
So we have like 2 fake falls.
Yeah, it's brutal. But enough about the weather. What's going on with you? How is your visit with your parents?
Good.
They made it safe?
All good. They made it safe. No, the dogs were very happy.
Oh my gosh. Noke seeing your parents was so sweet.
I know. I can't even handle it.
Seeing her grandpa and grandma.
She lost it.
Oh my gosh.
It was the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it was really sweet. Really sweet. Cool. I'm glad you're having a good visit with them.
And you're having football.
Football continues.
That's so fun for you.
Football continues, and it is challenging.
And it's both days of your weekend, so that's fun for you.
Yeah. College and then NFL, and then there's Monday night games, there's Thursday night games,
Yeah, they keep spreading. Like, stay in your place.
I know. That's what I said.
Sir.
That's what I said last week, and it was not received formally. I mean, after a game... Brad, it's not only does it last forever, literally the game is hours. They're so long. But then after,
there's
Brad.
Before and after.
Yeah. So there's before, like the amped Brad that I get. And then there's the game, which is chaos. And then after, he's tired and he says things like, oh, my body's hurting. Oh, I feel like I played the whole game myself. I'm like,
oh my God. He literally posted like being a Tennessee fan is literally hard on the body. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, well,
maybe for blood pressure only.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you need to do a little bit more endurance training then. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. If sitting and watching something is, but I pick on him, but then he gets texts from his friends saying the same thing. So I don't know.
Lordy.
We'll just never understand, Alana. We'll never understand. No, there's nothing I would get that excited about. Nothing.
I can't think of anything.
No. I can't ever rise up to his level.
It's because you grew up in New England. Yeah. Well, Vermont doesn't have a team. And when I was growing up in LA, oh, you do?
Well, everybody roots for the
an NFL team?
Everybody roots for the Patriots.
Oh, and we didn't have a team growing up. Now that LA has 2 teams, but we didn't. So football was never a big thing.
Yeah, football was a big thing in my house, but it's just different. It's just different in the SEC. It's different. And I didn't realize until now. And
the South.
I just watch it unfold like a psychological experiment every Saturday. I never know what's coming. I'm always surprised.
Terrifying.
So it's a good time. Yeah. All right. Are we ready to transition into your tea for today?
Would you say it's the tea time out of Tea Time Crimes?
It's the tea time it's the tea time before the crime times.
All right. So maybe I should tell this story to get into this. So this tea has some ties to a big world event. We were at a English tea room when the Queen died.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy because there's not much English influence down here because it's a very French city. And so it was just like Chris had planned this and it was nuts. It was like unbelievable timing. So this tea is from there and I got it in her honor. It's the Queen Elizabeth tea.
Oh, wow.
So I got some loose leaf of it. So yeah, so let me read the description. It's called Queen Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. It's South India and Ceylon teas with, oh boy, I really wrote this poorly, malty Assam and toasty Darjeeling. Bright with a smooth finish.
Perfect. All right.
And so this is a classic black tea, and I think I'm going to love it. I put milk in because
already?
As you do.
Oh, we didn't even wait.
It's a classic
English
here we go. Black, you know?
I'm going to get schooled on the tea rules.
Okay, so immediately upon the smell.
Sniffs.
Toasty. You get those toasty Darjeeling notes. Absolutely.
Like toast in a toaster? Smoky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when you toast nuts.
Okay. I don't toast a lot of nuts, but.
Now this one has got a lot of body.
Whoa.
It's a great body. Really toasty. I can get that maltiness, which is what I think provides the depth.
Great. Great body, lots of depth, toasty notes.
I wouldn't really call it bright. It is a smooth finish, but it's too heavy to be bright.
Too much body.
Did you know that the Queen's beekeeper told the bees that she died?
What did they do?
I don't know, but I think that's interesting.
I would have told the animals, but I would be more interested to know what the animals said.
Yeah, I know.
Than the actual act of telling.
Yeah, maybe they did a buzzing formation. Anyways, I really like this tea. It's a great tea.
Right, in honor of the Queen.
A proper thumbs up.
Oh, very nice. Proper thumbs up. That was good. All right, then. Well, today's
I'm done.
Story. Oh, man. This woman could potentially be our backup mascot. You know, Marianne Cotton's kind of like our main mascot because she killed everybody with some tea.
Yeah.
Just sit tight for this little lady.
Cool.
This takes place in Italy. All of it's in Italy, by the way. So apologies in advance for the pronunciations of every single name and location.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I know, I wish you were reading them. But today we're going to talk about the life of Leonarda Cianciulli.
Leonarda Cianciulli.
There it is. I knew it would come. So some people call her the first Italian female serial killer. But
Hold on. Her name's Leonardo?
Leonarda.
Narda.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I thought you said Leonardo. Okay, please continue.
Leonarda. Maybe I did. Leonarda Cianciulli. So some people call her the first Italian female serial killer, but those people are not considering. Hello, have you ever met Giulia Tofana?
Who's doing really well in our sphere.
Acqua Tofana, the new fall fragrance. She killed hundreds of people, apparently. So
yeah,
I don't think so. But anyway, in 1940, Leonarda barely makes the cut for serial killer, and she kills 3 people.
Okay.
Well, however, I'm willing to bet by the end of this, you're still going to prefer Giulia Tofana as a companion.
Seriously? Well, yes. She had good reasons, we think.
Yeah, you would be safe with Giulia Tofana.
Yeah,
you'd have a different end game with Leonarda.
Leonarda, the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. So on April 18th of 1894, probably-ish, Leonarda was born to Amelia Dinolfi. But Leonarda's entrance into this world is not a good one. So I'm going to give you a little backstory on Amelia. Amelia, so Leonarda's mother, she was beautiful, of noble birth. This is a girl who grew up waiting for her life to be planned for her. She was ready for her parents to arrange a marriage, one that would be successful and set her up for the rest of her life. That's how she grew up. That's what she was waiting for. She plans to be taken care of. So Amelia is young, living her life, anticipating this big wedding and this happy future, when a man named Mariano, who's a lower class man, starts stalking her. He then has this weird obsession with her, this love-hate obsession.
Oh,
he hates her.
I bet they don't have good protection back then either. No witness protection program.
He hates her because he can't have her and she's wealthy, but he's obsessed with her because he loves her. Love is a generous word for that. So one night Amelia goes to a dinner party where she is with her friends and potential suitors and, doing her thing, like talking to people who potentially be her husband. In that day and age, you talk to somebody 3 times and it's like, oh my God, that's it. We're in love. Let's get married. Yep. So she's doing her thing. She's meeting the crew there. And then she walks home.
No.
Mariano is hanging out in the bushes, drunk like a creep, watching her. She happens to be alone.
No. Why would she be alone?
So he grabs her, drags her to a field, and he rapes her.
Okay, I'm out. Goodbye.
She goes home, and she doesn't even understand truly probably what happened. She doesn't understand how sex even works, let alone what just happened to her.
Like Bridgerton.
She just doesn't even understand. So she feels shame. She feels guilt. She feels like it's her fault. She doesn't know what to do. So she doesn't tell anyone.
God.
Unfortunately, she becomes pregnant from this. And she can only hide that for so long. When her parents find out, they invite Mariano's family over to their house and they force Amelia to marry Mariano.
That's disgusting.
To save her reputation.
Or we could smother him with a pillow.
Yeah. So Amelia is understandably upset. Mariano's pumped. He's like, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. This is awesome. Because he's disgusting.
God.
So then they force their daughter to marry this man, and then they disown her. So now Amelia is with...
model parents.
Yeah. Now Amelia is with Mariano, and she's now considered low class. So she's with a man who not only he beats her and he rapes her because she's not interested in being there. She also doesn't know how to do anything. She has not been prepared for this kind of life when...
Like, she's noble.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to keep house. She's pretty bad at it. All around, it's not going great for her.
God, that's terrible.
So when Leonarda is born, Amelia's not able to separate between her hate for Mariano and her feelings for the baby. And so she takes it all out on Leonarda.
Because she can.
And Leonarda is born into a pretty awful environment. Could you imagine?
Oh, man. No, cannot.
So Amelia never truly bonds with Leonarda as a baby. And there's emotional abuse, physical abuse. Leonarda doesn't have a chance of pleasing her mother, no matter what she does. Couldn't possibly. She couldn't possibly do anything right.
She's tainted.
And Leonarda grows into a depressed child, a depressed teen, and she actually attempts death by suicide on 2 occasions, which only angers Amelia more.
It's terrible.
Like, what an inconvenience to Amelia.
This is in the early 1900s? No.
This is the early 1900s.
Okay. Yeah.
She's born in 1894 probably.
Right.
So this is by the time she's older.
Poor baby.
Eventually, Mariano dies. He basically drinks himself to death. So
Good.
on one hand, great.
Hope it was painful.
Bye. Actually, he was passed out unconscious at a bar, and it said that Amelia just took him home and just locked him up in a room until he died. I don't know. But
that's one way.
He's gone, which is good. But unfortunately, she has no way to make money. So she kind of needed him to be able to eat. So it's a very tough situation that her and Leonarda are now in.
It's so hard to be a woman.
Amelia gets remarried to somebody who I can only imagine the bar was set so low. I think this guy is like Prince Charming. I mean, he's not a terrible wife-beating rapist. So right away it's better, but I don't think
You're
it
great.
does. Yeah, you're husband of the year over here. But I don't think it's doing too much for her social status. A little bit of a rise, but it's not, she's in poverty. She wants to be back up to where she was.
You're not still with the drunk, but you're not anywhere further than that.
So Amelia's plan is to use Leonarda to help her continue to climb up the social ladder and to get her set up for life and be back to kind of where, at least close to where she was. Leonarda is very beautiful. Amelia was too. So they're both, pretty much in those days. Are you pretty and do you have money? Great. You're a great setup. So she's got one of the two. Leonarda does. And so Amelia and her new husband are making arrangements as Leonarda gets older to set her up with a very wealthy man.
And jump class a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Jump class. Then she doesn't really care about Leonarda being set up, but then Amelia will be taken care of by default. And that's her main goal. The problem is she does not tell Leonarda about this.
Oh, no.
And so meanwhile, Leonarda is living her life, falls in love with a registry clerk named Raphael Pansardi, and agrees to marry him. Whoops. Nobody told her.
Uh-oh.
So she comes home with the good news, and Amelia's
in trouble.
Ticked. And here's her daughter disappointing her again. Daughter's useless, right? Amelia is so mad that she curses Leonarda. And I mean literally puts a curse on her, which is considered real stuff. She puts a curse on her own daughter.
How does she literally do it?
Like she's like a spell. I don't know what she said, but it's considered as though the stories of when people are believing in magic and witchcraft and things like that.
Yeah.
A curse has now been put on Leonarda because Amelia's so ticked. She's ruined her life again.
Oh my God.
Right? This is what Leonarda's getting set up in. I don't know why this to me didn't seem like a mistake that couldn't be fixed from Amelia's point of view.
That's what I was just thinking about. like just break off the engagement.
Nobody's pregnant. Nobody's married. They're engaged. But anyway, luckily for Leonarda, probably, Leonarda and Raphael get married in 1917.
Wait. Isn't Raphael another Ninja Turtle? Anyways.
Yeah, I think you're right. There are no Michelangelos and Donatellos in this story, though. So
damn it!
I know. Bummer. So Leonarda is probably suffering from PTSD or depression or some sort of mental illness, and she is going through episodes while she's married. Now, Raphael is actually a very kind man, and he's incredibly patient with Leonarda.
I mean, it's a love match.
He's really nice to her, and she doesn't actually know how to handle that. It's confusing to her.
She's not used to it.
She's not used to it. And so she's very
Isn't that terrible?
Anxious. She has these episodes where she just bursts into tears and will sob. It's just more than likely her body trying to regulate itself or her working through something. And he's just patient with her. And so it takes a while for her to be able to trust him truly. At the same time, I think she has epilepsy. She's said to have suffered from seizures.
Really?
So she's got these two things happening to her that have no scientific explanation for her in that moment. And so it's very confusing. What's wrong with her? There must be something terrible with her. It must be her mother's curse.
Yeah.
There's no understanding that, hey, you have epilepsy and you're super depressed and have trauma from living with terrible parents.
Ugh.
Yeah. So Leonarda is looking for explanations, which like you do. And she goes to a fortune teller to find some comfort and to find some answers.
Okay, good luck.
The fortune teller eases her fears at first because Leonarda is worried that she's going to die. She doesn't know what's happening to her body, right? She thinks she might die.
Oh.
And the fortune teller says, no, don't worry. You're going to actually live a really long life. Actually, you're going to live longer than all of your children. So don't worry about that.
That's not great.
Yeah. Leonarda is devastated. And she goes home and she's freaking out because her and Raphael are having trouble conceiving. And now she's terrified that she's not going to have children, or if she does, that they'll die. And she starts worrying about that.
Oh my God.
It takes some time, but the couple is able to conceive. And Raphael has kind of put these fears to bed. He doesn't believe in them as much as Leonarda does.
Yeah, good head on his shoulders.
But when she gets pregnant, all her anxiety comes back.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
And then she has a miscarriage.
Oh no.
So to her, it's just the fortune teller was right. And this is her mother's curse at work. The couple finally get enough money to actually move out of the town that they got married in because Amelia's trash talking them all over the place. And her mother's still in her world. I know. There's not a lot to do.
Kind of life.
So they move away. And that's super helpful to Leonarda. She starts to calm down. Her outbursts start to stabilize.
Change of scenery.
And she actually gets pregnant again. And she actually gives birth to a healthy boy named Giuseppe Pensardi.
Giuseppe.
Leonarda is, as you can imagine, super overprotective.
Oh boy. Helicopter.
This is her miracle baby, her golden boy.
Right.
You know, he can barely even go outside. She keeps him with her at all times. Now, the family is struggling a little bit financially, and because of that, Leonarda needs to find some odd jobs to help so that they have enough money, and she hates to leave her son. It really causes her a ton of anxiety. Also, over the course of her life, Leonarda will be pregnant 17 times.
Oh my God.
She will miscarry 3 times, and 10 of those children will die from illness. Only 4 will survive.
Jeez. That's really rough.
Could you imagine the trauma of that? The physical toll on her body?
I can't.
And the emotional grief of burying 13 children?
I mean, I know it's kind of common then, but that's another level.
Yeah. And they legitimately were thought to have been ill and died, not like there's no funny business going on there.
No aqua tofana.
Yeah. And the whole time she's thinking that's this dang curse. It's this curse.
Send some aqua tofana to her mom.
Yeah. So she's going through this. Like she's like in the middle of this. She's actually has just lost her 10th child.
God, that's unreal.
When she gets arrested for fraud. She was a cleaning lady at a bank, and she played with the books a little bit, most likely because the family was desperate for some money, and they found out immediately.
Oh, Leonarda.
Yeah, they found out immediately, and she was sentenced to 18 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, but the time was spent with nuns, so honestly, Leonarda was like, this is not that bad. I spent a whole bunch of time.
Some good bread.
I spent a whole bunch of time with Amelia. This is really nothing, except she misses her family, obviously.
Well, sure.
And she gets out early for good behavior.
Okay.
But when she gets out, the family's reputation is totally destroyed. Raphael, who's been super patient through all these years, is a little bit ticked because she's
So it wasn't a joint plan.
No, she just went rogue, and it makes him look bad. One, because he can't be the provider for the family, you know, as men are viewed in those days. And 2, because his family is in the area and they're not too pumped about the latest development. So relations are a little strained. So they decide to move again.
God. With their 4 kids.
Well, not at this time.
Okay, eventually.
Eventually, when she ends it. I was just doing the total so you know. So they move to another town. A fortune teller passes through. Leonarda's like, gotta go.
No.
Got to.
No.
This fortune teller reads her palms and says, on one hand, like literally on one hand,
right,
I see prison. On the other hand, I see an asylum. So Leonarda's kind of upset again. Oh man, all my kids are going to die. And I'm going to be in prison. This is not great. This curse is a pain in the butt. So she starts to dive into, to gain some control and some power, she starts to dive into studying the occult herself.
Yep.
You know, palm reading the future, spells, charms, all that stuff. So she's making a lot of friends. People really like her, honestly. She's making friends.
Really?
She's very likable. I mean, she's probably good at reading people, and she's finally comfortable enough in her life that she's able to make friends and talk to people.
Got it.
So she's studying that. The town that they're in has a massive earthquake, 6.6.
Whoa.
Ruins every house in the whole town, basically. And the only reason that most of the people didn't die is because there was a huge festival and most of the people were at that.
Wow, that's good luck.
Well, Leonarda doesn't see it that way. Leonarda thinks it's the curse. Back. Ruined her house.
Oh my God.
So they have to move again.
No.
Yeah. They settle in Correggio. And this is where they have all 4 children. They're all healthy.
Okay.
Raphael has a good job.
Nice.
You know, things are pretty stable. Leonarda doesn't have to work. She can study her little magic, you know, make friends. And again, she becomes pretty popular here.
Okay.
Women actually come to her for advice, and her and Raphael actually start doing things together, like going out to dinner. To people's houses, you know, like being social. They have a circle of friends. And it's going so well that Leonarda opens up a little shop.
Oh.
It's attached to the front of their house, and she'll do readings there. She'll sell tea cakes, and she'll sell soap that she makes.
Okay.
Because when she had been a cleaning lady, she learned to make all her own cleaning supplies to save money.
I feel like this is going down a certain path eventually. Please continue.
Just telling you the inventory of the little shop. She's making spells, but what she's probably doing is because she knows everybody and everybody talks to her, she's probably just picking up on the gossip around town and then giving you readings, right?
Spinning it. Yep.
Yeah. So meanwhile, World War II, your favorite,
there we are.
Your favorite, you know, anchor.
The Italians are on the wrong side in this war.
Well, in 1939, Giuseppe, the golden boy, decides to join the army. And he decides not to tell his mom because she wouldn't even let him go outside to play with people.
Yes,
we're not worrying about the political element here. This is long gone. The war's over. We're focusing on the people in the story that I'm telling.
Yep.
Bring it back.
Fascism. Okay.
So Giuseppe's enlisted and he didn't tell anybody, or he didn't tell his mother. And somebody in town casually blabs, not meaning to, just mentions it to Leonarda.
Oh, no.
And she is not pumped.
Gonna lose her mind.
Yeah, because obviously the curse.
Yep.
Not the fact that he's going into war. That's not so troublesome. But the curse
deadliest war.
is like hanging over his head here. So she goes home and she thinks, that's okay. I can fix this. I have a plan, and it's a magic plan, and it's going to save my son. No problems here.
Magic plan.
Obviously, in order to save her son, super simple. To keep her son alive, all she needs to do is provide a body for the other side. Just, they have numbers to hit. It's like a quota. So 1 life for another. Easy peasy.
Oh, God.
Human sacrifice. No big deal. That'll save Giuseppe. Okay? So that's all we got to do. Faustina, a woman named Faustina Setti, is in her 70s, 73, and she very much wants to be married. She's never been married. And that has been something she's really rooting for. So Leonarda says, hey, let me try to find you somebody, a little matchmaking service, you know. And when you know it, Leonarda finds somebody in a town, you know, a little ways away.
No.
And she tells Faustina to write to him. And he's ready to get married, and Faustina's so excited, and she writes to him, and the man writes back.
No.
Leonarda says, this is great. This is exactly what you wanted. I've, you know, worked my magic, literally, and you're going to have a happy marriage, but you shouldn't tell anybody because you don't want them deterring you or sharing their opinion or, you know, breaking this magic spell. So let's not tell anybody, but you know what you should do? You should write a few letters now, and then I'll mail them for you. You know, save you some time.
No.
And Faustina says, that sounds great.
No.
Also, here's my entire life savings for this matchmaking service, 30,000 lira. Thank you so much. She dyes her hair. Faustina dyes her hair, packs up her suitcase, and goes to Leonarda's shop to say goodbye, getting ready to go. And Leonarda says, hey, I don't know if she was saying, let's drink to this, or here's a glass of wine to settle your nerves.
No.
But she gives Faustina a glass of wine. Faustina dumps it back, and Leonarda had spent the last few days concocting a pretty strong poison.
Yeah.
That didn't kill Faustina, unfortunately, because it would have been more merciful. It just renders her paralyzed, unable to scream, unable to move. But she's still conscious.
Pretty clever, though.
I believe. And then she comes back with an axe. Yeah.
Okay.
And
hope she goes for the neck.
Well, yeah, she was supposed to, and she missed on this first one.
Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
And it got stuck in the shoulder.
Stop. Stop.
And Faustina can't move, and she can't scream. And then Leonarda, corrects her aim there.
Ew, 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 ew.
And kills Faustina. She'd made quite a mess of it.
Is she doing this in the shop?
It's all over. It's all over the place.
Blood is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, it was. It was all over
Does
her.
she not know how that works?
Well, I guess she's a cleaning lady, so she took care of it afterwards.
Oh.
And then she shoves Faustina into a closet while she drains the blood to save the blood. And then she dismembers Faustina into 9 parts.
Oh.
And this is Leonarda's own words about what happened that day. I threw the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which I had bought to make soap, and stirred the mixture until the pieces dissolved in a thick, dark mush that I poured into several buckets and emptied in a nearby septic tank.
I'm going to throw up.
As for the blood in the basin, I waited until it had coagulated, dried it in the oven, ground it, mixed it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, and eggs, as well as a bit of margarine.
No.
Kneading all the ingredients together,
It's a tea cake.
I made lots of crunchy tea cakes and served them to the ladies who came to visit. Giuseppe and I also ate them.
What the hell happened to her?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've really gone off the deep end here.
There is something between point A and B here, because that was a hard right turn.
I would agree. Yeah. Something snapped.
Okay. So we got a little bit of Marianne. We got a little bit of Belle.
Yeah.
With the choppy chops.
Yeah.
And then, has anybody fed?
I don't think nobody's eaten anybody yet. Maybe a little bit of Elizabeth Bathory. She loves the blood.
I hate it. I hate this so much. I think I hate this the most. Like, I literally gagged.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't like the descriptions at all. Please tell her that.
Yeah. Well, she's no longer with us. So.
Oh my God.
So that was Leonarda's day and Faustina's last day. Now, Faustina's family is a little bit concerned because she's suddenly missing. Where has she gone? But then they get the letters in the mail, postmarked, mind you, from the city that she says she's at.
So she's trying to do this to swap out Giuseppe. 2 problems. 1, she's a female. 2, there's not a body anymore.
Okay, a couple of things. I love that you're assuming the rules of the underworld or the afterlife or the other side by saying like it has to be a gender match.
No. No. I'm saying with the army confirming the body, right?
No, she's not doing this for any. No, gosh. Oh my God, you took it way too logical. She's literally killing this woman so that like whatever powers that be on the other side of life.
Oh.
You thought she was going to hide it as an army man? Sorry.
So I was like, oh, we're faking Giuseppe's death. No. And saying
Giuseppe
he died.
Has no idea.
Okay.
He's going to the army. This is just to protect Giuseppe.
Okay, so I really thought like she's like, let's kill another person and send that body to the army so that they think he's dead and won't draft him anymore.
Why would the army require to see the body if they?
Because you have to. People will try to run all the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a death certificate would have sufficed.
No.
And then you thought this whole time that she's like, I don't know how she's going to pull off a 73-year-old woman looking like a young man,
yeah,
but she's going for it.
That's exactly what I thought.
Oh my God, I'm dying. No, this is purely in like another realm in her mind where she thinks that she's
okay.
I said human sacrifice, where she's sacrificing one human to save another.
That is a human sacrifice. I mean, it works. Okay, if you're saying it works on both paths.
Well, it doesn't work on it doesn't work on either path. Let's just say that. And then I don't even remember your second comment because I was laughing too hard. What was your second question?
Well, it ties into the first one because how can you show that Giuseppe's dead if there's no body anymore?
Oh, right, because that's not what she's doing. She wants Giuseppe to be alive and everybody to know he's alive. This is just like behind the scenes.
But that's not going to work. Mine would work better.
Neither one would have worked.
I think it might.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think no matter what you do that you can pretend that a body of a 73-year-old woman is a, 20-something man.
First mistake.
Yeah, that was her first mistake.
All right.
Oh
Well, we got that cleared up. You're welcome, everybody.
God, I'm dying. If anybody else thought that, please let me know because
We're gonna
be
have
shocked.
a poll.
Yeah, let's do a poll. Who thought that she was gonna pretend the body was her son? Anyway, all right. So here's where, not that I was following her logic before. Clearly, neither one of us were. But for some reason, she decides that she needs to kill another person. And now I don't understand. I thought it was like an even Steven trade to start. Some people think that because Giuseppe was so amazing in her eyes that there needed to be more than one victim because he was like,
oh, God.
And then some people say that because Faustina she didn't, like the tea cakes weren't great, that maybe she needed to try again to like make a better, it seems
not a thing.
I know, but it seems that Giuseppe is,
I hate it,
so on such a pedestal that like one woman can't.
I could see the logic if we're really trying to stretch it.
That you grasp. Okay. So in the fall of 1940, Francesca, I'm not sure how you say her last name, Francesca Sove. She is a younger woman, but she's in her 50s. She needs a new job. Her husband had died. She's a retired school teacher, and she needs help finding a new job. Leonarda's like, hey, I'm good at finding stuff. I got you. She finds her an unbelievable job, actually, head of a girls' school in a few towns over. And she says, hey, don't tell anybody. Write some letters. I'll mail them for you. This is going to work.
No.
Just like Faustina, Francesca shows up to the shop to say goodbye. Leonarda gives her some wine to toast. And then when she's incapacitated, she kills her with an axe, dismembers her into...
Wait. Why wouldn't she improve upon her poison?
The poison's not the problem. It's the tea cakes that she wasn't loving. So
I'm literally nauseous. Continue.
So she makes some crunchy tea cakes.
Ew.
Yeah. But still, not good enough. We're going to need one more.
Stop. Please.
So in September of 1940, Virginia, I don't know how you say her last name either, Cachopo, is a third victim. And she's possibly good enough because she used to be a well-known opera singer. And so she's very talented, but she's in her 50s now and she's widowed and she's retired from singing. But she would like to get out of the small town, kind of have some of the excitement back of the days when she was performing. Leonarda finds her a job. And it's working for a man who runs an opera house. And she's going to help him plan events. And she gets her own apartment. I mean, it sounds too good to be true, you know?
Because it is.
P.S. Don't tell anybody and write some letters. Okay? So Virginia comes by. She doesn't want the wine, was said later, but Leonarda insists. Oh, I forgot to mention, she also robbed Francesca of 3,000 lira.
Okay.
Or Francesca paid her. It's unsure. She does the same to Virginia, gives her the wine. Once she's incapacitated, she takes 50,000 lira from her and all her jewels.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And then she murders her the same way.
I don't like that.
Cuts the body into 9 pieces. And this time...
No, I don't like that.
This is what she says about Virginia. Would you like to earmuff?
Maybe. Just go and I'll see.
She ended up in the pot like the other two. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had melted, I added a bottle of cologne. And after a long time on the boil, I was able to make some most acceptable creamy soap. I gave bars to the neighbors and acquaintances. The cakes were better too. That woman was really sweet.
I'm back. I can't handle this.
She was able to make pretty quality soap and quality tea cakes with Virginia.
I hate this.
So when Giuseppe gets home, he's an adult, by the way. She makes him strip down, and then she uses the soap to wash every inch of his body and feeds him some tea cakes. Now he's protected. Curse broken.
Got it. Boom.
Yep.
Done.
Yep. I think Leonarda is like, all right, we did it. I'm done now. I've found the right person, or I found the right amount of people. I'm not sure, but Giuseppe, he's good.
She's a sicko.
Virginia's had told, some sources say it was her sister, some say it was her sister-in-law, but Virginia hadn't kept her mouth shut like she was supposed to. She'd actually told her sister about this job. So her sister comes knocking and says, hey, Leonarda, have you seen Virginia? Oh, no, haven't seen her. All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah, you want a tea cake?
Yeah. Tea cake? Soap? Virginia.
Also, is Virginia an Italian name?
Oh,
I feel like it's an English name. Anyways, please continue.
Here we go. I don't know. It didn't come up. So Virginia's sister finds out in town that, hey, a couple other women have been missing as well. And their families.
It's the siblings, just like Belle. They figure it out.
Yeah. Their families are starting to get a little worried because they got the initial letters from the two women, but they haven't written to them and they haven't heard from them. And they're starting to get worried.
I mean, what?
And it seems that all those women share one detail, which is that Leonarda's shop was the last place they all went. So Virginia's sister goes to the police, and the police look into it, and they can confirm that, yes, in fact, this shop was the last point of contact. In addition, Leonarda has sold some of their things because they all had suitcases. So she had, sold some of their jewelry and their clothes and stuff. They take Leonarda in, and they're like, okay, obviously you did this, but you're a middle-aged woman. You couldn't do this by yourself. Middle-aged women can't lift axes. Obviously, no. Giuseppe helped you. And she said, no, I did this all by myself. He had nothing to do with it. Don't touch my golden boy. She spills the details, explains exactly what happened. That's how you get those previous quotes.
Disgusting.
She tells them it was to break a curse, obviously. What remain of the bodies are in a septic tank, and that the rest of the bodies in tea cakes and soaps.
Obnoxious.
And they're like, yeah, you know the details of it, but I'm not sure that we just don't think you could do it. It doesn't add up. Like, I don't think you could dismember the body and take care of it as you're saying you did. They don't believe her. So you know what she says?
I'll do it to you.
She says, let me show you. They take her to the morgue and they give her some sort of sharp instrument, maybe an axe, and then they time her. They say, go ahead, let's see.
What is happening?
She's able to dismember a body in under 12 minutes, which apparently, I don't know the benchmark for dismemberment, but apparently they're impressed.
Ugh, this is so disgusting.
And they are like, okay, yep, you did it. We believe you now. I've never heard of anything like that.
Like what?
Where they're just like, show us how you did it, and we'll see if you can.
No.
So she did it under 12 minutes.
It's an Olympic game.
Yeah. Obviously, she's spilling the beans now because she wants to save Giuseppe. So she gets sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 years in an asylum. That palm reader was spot on.
This is more of an Oedipus thing, I think.
Honestly, prison's pretty easy for her. Got a lot of friends. She's pretty social.
30 years.
Yeah, she spends the rest of her life in prison. She dies in October of 1970.
That's like recent.
The pot that she used for all this is actually in Rome at a museum.
Stop. Literally never want to see that.
It was said that Raphael, her husband, he became an alcoholic after this. It was too much for him to take until he died.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. Because he also lost 13 children. His wife's in prison.
And he also probably ate a tea cake, which is...
Well, Giuseppe did for sure. Giuseppe went off to World War II, and he survived. So she was like, it worked.
No.
That's all I cared about.
That's not how it works.
Was saving my boy.
I hate this so much. It's disgusting.
I didn't know you'd have
my stomach is literally turned.
Such a strong reaction to the crunchy tea cakes.
Stop saying crunchy.
I know, it's worse that they say crunchy. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
But I don't think that, that's what they were called prior to the incident. I don't think that, she added something extra. That's Leonarda. Her and Marianne Cotton are just a perfect pair.
I think there's something missing.
Like what?
Something that pushes her over that next level.
I mean, I think it's all...
That was crazy.
I think it's all those years of believing in this curse and this terrible black magic hanging over her head. And she was throwing herself into the occult, and she truly believed that this was going to save her son. I mean, she clearly wasn't stable.
Yeah, but to dismember, that's another level. Can you just picture it?
Well, I don't mean to sound like this isn't a big deal, but the way that Leonarda was raised and the way she's living, they're doing that on a regular basis to animals every day to be able to eat. They're Belle would butcher pigs.
You're chopping a human head off that's looking at you.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
I mean, I'm not going to sign up for it. There's a part of her that shut off and her, all she thought about was her son. I don't get the point of putting it in things. I guess it was so that she could like,
that's sick.
Give it to Giuseppe. Like that was the protection.
She's a sicko.
Yeah, she's not well. She was not well.
She's a sicko. I'm finding out that I don't think I could be a cannibal.
I didn't know that was something you had to find out. I knew that going in.
No, do you though? Like when it comes down to it.
What does that mean?
I think like if you really had to, and I don't think I could based on how my stomach's reacting to this. So that's cool.
Oh, I mean, you could if you didn't know. None of these people knew.
Sure, but it's less likely for us since we don't eat meat.
Oh, when you're starving.
Oh fuck! It's in a tea cake.
Sorry. Just like you're not there. You're okay.
I know, but I'm really experiencing this.
I'm so recovering from the fact that you thought she was going to send that body and be like, "Here's my son. He's not going to the war anymore." And Giuseppe was like totally on board.
That's why I said there's 2 problems with it. I said this is not going to work, lady.
It's more than 2 problems. And she purposely picked out women who are single and older.
Yeah. Throw up everywhere.
Right? Which is so, it's like, those women always become targets.
Yeah.
These older single women always become targets in so many of the stories.
Disgusting.
I mean, you have to imagine too that not only she's in this environment that's been messing with her mind for 40, 50 years, but her father, her biological father, is not great. So she also would have some genetic predispositions lurking in the background there. He's not fantastic. I mean, Amelia doesn't sound fantastic either. So she just lived her life in prison, doing her thing. I feel really bad for all of the children and Raphael, especially Giuseppe. He had to eat and use everything.
Stop it right now.
Sorry, I'm just saying. And think about the other children. That's who I like to, the other 3 children who have obviously watched this oldest boy be favored their entire lives. And then they find out that their own mother killed 3 women to protect this one dude.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
And horrifically killed them. And they had to change their names and move on. Hopefully, if they are alive, they've found some peace with what happened. Because I imagine their mother was, this is going to sound weird, but I think everybody said she was a good mother in terms of like taking care of them and being attentive and being loving, as opposed to, how Amelia treated her.
Being abusive.
Right. It's very confusing. It's a more confusing mental illness.
Ugh.
But yeah, there you go.
I hated that so much. I would much rather have Aqua Tofana any day of the damn week.
That's what I'm saying. Any day of the week. Julia Tofana, come on over for dinner.
Any time of year.
Any time of day. Any time of year. All right. Do you have any last words for us?
Don't eat human. On purpose or accident.
Also, don't try to outsmart the army by sending random bodies over. That's not going to fly, guys.
Don't do it. We're going to do a poll and we're going to see.
Nobody thought that.
I'm sure people did.
No.
Yes.
Nobody thought
That's a normal thing to do.
No, it's not.
It's more normal.
The army doesn't require to see the dead body if somebody dies.
I'm sure they
can't report for duty. No, they don't. They need a signed death certificate, I'm sure.
Who's going to sign it?
The doctors.
The medic?
The medical examiners. Yes. You really think there is a procedure in place where people, instead of reporting to duty, like they have to ship a dead body?
Well, they have to ship the dead bodies back anyways, but...
What are you talking about? They're not at the army yet.
From war.
Yes, I know, but this is totally different. They ship the bodies back so that they can be buried with their family.
Yeah.
This is totally different. These people aren't in the army yet. Giuseppe was at home.
Oh, I thought he was already in there. I thought he already enlisted and went in.
Oh my God, the layers
He enlisted.
Yeah, he wasn't in yet.
What's the waiting period?
No, but he was at home. She soaked him up.
Oh, wow. So nauseous. I mean, people would try, when there's a draft, you do what you can to get out of it. But he enlisted, so he did it to himself.
Well, he would have been. It was kind of pointless because he would have had to have gone in anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Really shortly after. Remind me not to plan any crimes with you. Let me just put that out there.
Why?
Why? You're.
I know the soft bit, but I won't eat anybody, so you can't rely on me for that.
Your plan here for Giuseppe to fake his death is just full of holes. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, well, I didn't realize he hadn't gone off. He enlisted. I assume that means he goes away to war. And then when he came back, she soaped him. It's so gross. I hate it so much.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting a strong reaction from you.
I don't know. I think I'm really anti-cannibal. Like, when it comes down to it.
I'm realizing that. I didn't think it would bother you too much.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's disgusting, but I didn't think you'd have a physical reaction.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at
Tea Time Crimes.
You can email us at
teatimecrimes@gmail.com.
And rate, review, like, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Do a rating with words.
Yeah, rating with words. And be sure to tell who.
Ugh, I don't even know at this point. No cannibals at all. Strike them from the list. There's no cannibals allowed. You can invite Italians, maybe the English, because Virginia, I think, comes from England. Well, or is it a Latin word? Oh my God, I don't know. I have to look into this.
Who cares?
World War II vets, any vets. Thanks for your service. And then because we need some sunshine, let's do dogs, kittens, and dolphins.
Great. Super weird list. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Don't eat any meat flesh, humans.